Hey, can you guys hear us? This is important to know.
I know.
Yeah, this is really important to know if you guys
I don't
want
want to give a promo, and you guys can't hear us.
The sound is live.
Well, welcome to Ready to Ramble, the show where we talk about wrestling and convince you nerds that you should like wrestling too here on Hyper RPG. Roll that beautiful bean footage. Now, because I'm feeling a type of way. There's been one or two, maybe only two, but it's too many comments on our YouTube channel, so I just want to address stuff at the beginning of the show. Okay, we might be marks, all right? We might love wrestling and take joy in watching wrestling, but it doesn't mean that we're ignorant of the behind the scenes or what's going on in wrestling. Cam is friends with a WWE writer. I have wrestled. I am friends with WWE superstars and other pro wrestlers. Iffy has wrestled a gorilla, okay? So don't question our credentials, or I'll see you at SummerSlam. That's all. That's all I wanted to say. Hello, Iffy. How are you?
How's it going? Wow, damn. That's damn. Come
Just have
on,
to let them know sometimes. I'm Sarah the Rebel. Who are you?
I'm Iffy Wadiway, and our guest today,
It's Aaron Powell. Hey, how you guys doing?
Doing good. I thought you were Cameron. Gosh, I'm so confused now.
Nope.
Yeah, Cameron
Look just alike.
has to do a sketch show. So
Is Cameron also a light-skinned black dude?
I think so.
Oh,
We're real light.
I would hope so. But
yeah.
Light bright.
There you go.
Anyway, guys, we're going to talk about wrestling today, but there wasn't a pay-per-view. We've already gone over pay-per-views. It's still the Superstar Shakeup, so this is kind of just going to be a chit-chat, a talk, and we would like to know, you guys have mentioned a few times, but now we have a Twitter account, so we would like to know if you could tweet us at some point, can be during the show, can be at the end, whether you guys want us to do another Lucha Underground episode, whether you want us to talk about New Japan, or if you want us to talk about some other aspect of wrestling for next week's episode. We have some really crazy guests that I think you guys will like a lot.
Yeah.
What did you want to talk about, Iffy?
You know, I wanted to go ahead. Let's go ahead and I don't know.
I feel you. We can
So
talk
since
about
I'm
this week.
new, I guess I could talk about how I got into wrestling.
That's normally what we ask. Yes,
so,
good job.
I got into it, and someone said they didn't know that Aaron was a mark. I'm more of a smart mark because I have actual friends in the business who, and I've done commentary for some small promotions and stuff. But I got into it very young. My grandma used to watch pro wrestling a lot, like back when it was real. And I love my grandma to death, and she would like just yell at the TV if like anybody did anything to her boyfriend Randy Savage, and like that was her man. He would like tell us that was her man. I'm like, all right, granddad is right there.
She had good taste.
She had great, and Randy Savage is one of my favorites to this day. Like, but. I got into that. The cream of the crop. The cream of the crop. To the point that now I can actually cosplay him and it still be two costumes because I can do Jay Lethal when he did the Black Machismo for a little while, like in the mid 2000s. But I always just enjoyed it because I knew it was fake always, because why would anybody who hates somebody else get a job at the same company that they did, follow them across the country, and only wait until a specific Sunday at the month to fight this person, So,
also, all the moves that they like, you know what, I'm going to go up top and I'm going to do a super
Right.
flex. Why? You should murder them.
Just punch him in the face. Murder isn't even punished in wrestling at all. Attempted murder, John Cena had a storyline.
Yeah, Kane murdered his brother.
Yeah, John Cena had a storyline where he got stabbed by this dude named Jesus, and Nova went to jail. They was like, "No, we selling this at SummerSlam."
Yeah.
Only go to jail if you mess with Vince. That's the rule.
No, drop the charges, cops. SummerSlam.
Let's not talk about the famous gun video. Actually, let's pull that.
Pillman's got a gun. Yeah.
What is this picture of Vegeta without a widow's peak?
Oh yeah, you missed that. Yeah.
I'm not attracted to him anymore. Oh no.
Yeah. Did you see the fully bald Vegeta?
No, I don't want to either. I have loves in my heart, and I don't want them to go away.
What will Brian Pillman can do. If Stone Cold Steve Austin follows up with his threat and shows up here tonight live, I will ask him that question as well as the prognosis for his recovery in just a few moments live.
The fact that they got a TV crew set up at his house. He's threatened to come here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live now. Suburban Cincinnati with Brian Pillman along with Kevin Kelly. And of course,
deeper in? Should I skip ahead a little bit?
It goes for a little bit. Skip over a little bit because that's him with his wife.
Interject this.
Just a pair of great boobs.
Yeah.
Oh,
just
yeah.
Not even
yeah.
Her face isn't even in the shot.
They just nestled right on his head, too. Right?
From your standpoint, Mr. Pillman, if you can hear me, it seems to me that considering your vulnerability, your wife Melanie.
Yeah, this is deep into the Attitude Era, so we got to zero in on them titties.
Oh, we got that Dutch angle, Dutch camera.
Yeah.
Also, this is someone in front of a TV, so.
Right.
Do you feel a hostage? Do you feel like you're a hostage in your own home tonight? Steve is a dead
Oh, yeah?
Oh.
Show too many clips. Turn this off right now.
I
We
know.
gotta take it down.
I need to see this gun.
There you go. There you go.
All right, we saw the gun.
All right.
Oh my God.
Oh, man, yeah, good
We
old
gotta get
WWE.
another. We gotta get another layout for when we
Yeah,
show
we gotta
Yeah.
do the
YouTube
same
videos,
thing
right?
Botchamania does.
Yeah,
for
just
the-
put it in a smaller, stretch
Right.
it out a little
WWE.
bit. We'll be good.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this week on Raw, Braun Strowman came out with an injury. Turns out that he has a real injury. I did not believe him. I thought he was lying, but he's a real injury. His elbow needs some surgery.
He pulled the cowboy Bob Orton.
I really just don't get why they gave him a black sling and they gave Roman Reigns a mummy arm. It didn't make either of them look very tough.
I hate that. But it's like they always over exaggerate some injuries. Like he's pulled his wrist and he's got like this whole arm sling on and stuff. So he like beats somebody up with it and breaks it
That's
off.
what I was about to say. It's only good if you hit somebody with a cast.
Yeah.
If you're not going to give him a cast, what's the point? Roman just looks like his gimmick is half mummy, which is actually more intriguing than his current gimmick.
What
Now, I'd
is
actually
Roman's
what is
gimmick?
That's the thing
I've
is
told you.
after WrestleMania he hasn't had a gimmick. He's kind of had
Like-
like the he's gonna be heel JK. Braun
Yeah.
Strowman's the new heel. We're gonna like.
I'm
And
like-
he's just kind of just in this.
He could have after WrestleMania cut a great heel promo because
yeah.
no one first of all we all love the Undertaker. We all thought the Undertaker should have retired years ago.
Yes, true.
But to watch it happen, it was like watching him lose to Brock Lesnar all over again.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, maybe I wanted this to happen. But when you see it, you're like, you know what? I liked what I had, and I just didn't know what I had till it was gone.
Yeah.
I still just
You
don't.
know?
I think it was the wrong people in the wrong time. And
Yeah.
like you said, I think he should have. We missed the mark of when he should have
Honestly,
retired.
he should have retired.
Yeah, big geek to me is like he did cut a heel promo. He did. That's why it's so confusing.
Right.
Like, it was the best. I remember we came here and we came here to this place and we talked about how it was a great heel promo. We were super excited.
And nothing.
And then
Nothing.
And then right, but
He's like Gohan from Dragon Ball Z. He does something great, does something amazing, and it's like, okay, great, you can go
Wow, that's
forward
really
from there.
accurate.
And
He needs a
then
Piccolo
nothing.
as a manager, I think. He does have a gimmick right now. It's the guy that Braun beats up, and I think it's an okay gimmick.
Roman's gimmick is Vince McMahon believes that I'm important and that fans are stupid.
And many, many women believe he is very handsome. And many, many children think he's very tall, which was really our requirement for wrestlers
That's-
when we were growing up. Like, oh, that
Yeah.
guy's big. I like him.
Then
That's
they're
it.
like, he's The Rock's cousin. When you got to prop up someone else's family to make you look great, it doesn't work. It didn't work for Randy Orton when he first came out.
Well,
No
I
one
mean, that was Bob.
It,
okay,
but
sorry,
yeah,
anyway.
it was Bob, but it didn't work for him. It didn't work for The Rock when he first came out either. But he's a third generation star, and he coming out smiling and stuff. He's like, I'm just gonna go do my best. Die, Rocky, die for
I
2
think-
years.
Right. I think that's an interesting point that you brought up, though. I wonder if it's because there's so much time usually between when somebody was the cool person and then when
Right.
their kid grows up or their younger cousin grows up. But Charlotte looks so much like her dad that I actually think it's been working for her.
Yeah, but it works for her because she did distance herself from him. They keep bringing up that he's The Rock cousin, which he's not, and they keep
marriage.
ignoring his actual cousin.
Yeah.
Like Nia Jax is his cousin. They could totally
do. But they don't even need to. But
they don't need
I
to
think
with
to
her.
Your point,
they don't need to. She's her own
She
person.
doesn't need to be propped up. Despite that Valley Girl voice, she is a big old scary lady.
Right.
P.S. She cut a little mini promo with Alexa Bliss.
They should never give her a microphone again.
No, they never should. And I've mentioned this many times. They need to really give her a voice changer, voice lessons, or
Right.
let her stop talking.
If you're gonna have somebody have like a monster push or anything like that, they should never speak. They
Yeah.
should always have somebody else like bring that heat for them. It worked very well with Rusev. If
Brock
you go,
Lesnar?
you go Brock Lesnar. Paul
That
Heyman's the
man,
best.
that man can't touch a mic.
He can't, man. Brock
If
Lesnar.
there was a gun to his head,
The
his
only
brain would be
person
blown
worse
out.
than Brock Lesnar on the mic is Psycho Sid when he's like live as hell. Hey, can we do that again? No, we're live, pal. You gotta get that shit together. We live.
I think they made that joke during Southpaw Wrestling.
Oh yeah. Southpaw wrestling was my shit.
is so
That
good.
was great.
But Nia Jax and Alexa are apparently going to be paired up for a little bit, which I think is perfect. I already liked Charlotte and Nia being
Yeah.
paired up, but Alexa makes even more sense because she's so teensy.
Right. You get that big and small
Right.
dynamic
Oh, yeah.
going on.
And she's so good on the mic.
I don't know what they're gonna do with this women's tournament that they announced either. Which I'm glad they focusing on women wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, instead of remember the slew of bra and panty matches we got.
Yes,
which
I
know,
do.
as a kid, awesome. This is
Yeah.
great.
if
But
you're,
as,
trust me,
if you're a
yeah.
boy.
yeah,
As a little girl, I was like,
16,
I hate all
I
of
was like
this.
16, 17. I'm like, hey,
No,
turn the
yeah.
lights off. The ladies are wrestling.
Yeah. You know,
Meanwhile, I was like, my boobs aren't doing that. Everything was a
Oh,
lie.
man. You got those greasy ass men pushing their bodies up against
Right.
each other. You know,
Send out the ladies.
all up in there.
Somebody just made. Walmart Slayer just made a good point. Alexa and Nia is like AJ and Tamina. That's exactly how it was because AJ, phenomenal wrestler, but really small and imposing. And like if you've met her in person, she's even smaller than that.
Yep.
But when you put it around somebody who's not saying anything, who's just out there to just beat the hell out of somebody, it's like before Kane was talking all over the place.
And Undertaker. Yeah, I agree. I think it would be a really good move if they actually made this more of a permanent situation. Alexa's great on the mic. Now she can have somebody else to back her up too.
Right.
She's better in the ring than Nia, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Nia's a little sloppy.
Naya's
throwing people.
she's still like a year, maybe 2 years out of training.
She's pretty
or
new.
something.
I think it's interesting that they chose to bring her up at all. I know the WWE has their reasons.
Yeah.
I don't
Sometimes
think it was great.
They brought the Ascension up for some reason.
There's a lot going on that
Vince
their
likes his
plans have
big
had to
people.
change.
And
Yeah,
big women,
yeah.
they get up too.
God damn it! Look at
God
those
damn it.
pecs.
Yes, that's
Bring
big.
him up. Look at the size of that man.
Oh, that's a big man. Look
Damn
at that. He's a big woman. I gotta bring her up.
Vince McMahon, that vein hit.
Yeah.
Bring him up to the main roster. Damn it.
Oh,
Our video's actually going to get a strike this time because Vince McMahon is going to be like,
Vince
"Fuck you
McMahon will
guys."
hire me, but that guy sounds exactly like me. Damn it. Bring him down to Florida.
Bring it.
or higher.
He'll bring me on just to fire the shit out of me on TV.
Oh man, yeah.
Vince was amazing at points, but then Vince.
All right, we just go in on Papa Vince.
It's-
We're kind of a new podcast. We like to just, make
I
it.
love Vince McMahon. He made my childhood worthwhile.
So that was it? Just Vince?
No, not Vince.
Thanks, Vince.
Nah.
Boy, for me, Triple H, boy, when
Dude.
he came out and he spit out all that water. I remember when he first started doing that. I'd go to school and like all the
That
boys
was that
would
big
drink
heel
water.
turn.
We wasted so
Yeah.
much water because we kept
That was
drinking
that-
water and just.
That was that first heel turn. Yeah.
There was a lot of wetness I
like-
heard just then.
That was that first heel turn he did when he went. It's like fully loaded. It was one of those pay-per-views they don't even do anymore, where they
Yeah.
let him kind of go off about what happened in '96.
Yeah.
And no, he's a great person to hate because those years
Yeah.
you would pay money to see if him getting his ass whooped. by
Oh,
some-
yeah.
Right. I think, Stephanie is doing the same thing right now. Great Balls of Fire is an upcoming pay-per-view, and the chat would like us to address the title. I completely agree. This does sound like I would go down the street and see a flyer for Great Balls of Fire this Saturday.
Oh yeah, that does seem like something like, especially like those like Midwest like indie
Yeah.
things where it's
Yeah.
like great ball, and then but it's kind of like endearing when they do it.
Or
But when
when
it's
you-
a giant organization like
when you
WWE.
look at the history of WrestleMania and what they were gonna call it before,
What were they going to call it?
Colossal Tussle.
Oh,
Get the fuck out of here. Yup. Can you imagine if we just passed Colossal Tussle 33?
I need a really big.
CT33
Right?
coming down.
The fate of the company depended on this one pay-per-view, and it was about to be called the Colossal Tussle.
Can somebody tweet me that so I can put it on a shirt?
Right?
I really like.
Get it down.
I'm gonna call everything I can.
We're
the
gonna call
Colossal
it
Tussle.
Listen, I got this idea. We're gonna have the super card. We're gonna have Hulk Hogan.
So thanks for telling. So how long? So that's
Do you want to do it again? We're live, but
We're live, buddy.
We can do it
We're live, pal.
no, because so Colossal Tussle happened like how many years ago?
33.
33. Oh yeah, I guess
33.
yes. So 33 years ago, right? And so now WrestleMania passed, and Vince McMahon was like, "All right,
We're gonna make this happen.
my 33-year ban on naming pay-per-views."
Yep.
All right,
I can name them
33
again.
ban. So I'm going with Great Balls of Fire.
Great balls of fire.
My 33-year ban is up.
If anyone finds any good like fan art of Great Balls of Fire
my
involving
God.
balls, can you also send those to me? So let's talk a little bit about what happened on Raw, just because we should probably have a real show.
Yeah. I just want to point out, Kit Carver said, someone in WWE has the burn. Maybe.
We don't know. I'm sure if actually they test for that a lot. Don't ask me how I know. The Miz and Dean Ambrose became co-general managers this week because they're in Europe, and I guess nobody wants to pay to fly Kurt Angle or Stephanie McMahon.
Right?
to
No,
London.
yeah. Kurt Angle probably got too many drug charges.
He was
He
like,
can't get
no,
on
I
a
can't really
plane.
be up in England.
He like, no, man, I might relapse, bro. Y'all better keep me here.
You
Can't
know they
really
got that. They
go.
got that jankum up there.
Right.
You know, I'm all about
Stephanie
that.
McMahon is still healing from her table injuries.
Yeah, she's like, man, I went through a table. I'm on vacation
Yeah.
till
Do you think
2018.
Because they are her and Triple H already have kids, right?
They have 3, yeah.
I wonder, like,
One who wants to become a wrestler,
really,
little girl. Mhm.
Because I was wondering if maybe this was like one of those pregnancy injuries.
Oh.
But I
They do
think after
happen.
3, you're like,
I think
I'm
after that
good.
third one, they're like, nah.
It's possible that one of the New Day is like that's part of the reason why the New Day is kind of gone because I think somebody's baby is due, but I don't want to put everybody's business
That's
out there.
why Daniel Bryan isn't on TV because he just had a baby.
He's like, I gotta hang out with my kid.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, like anybody dies in your family and you don't really get time off. But
Nah.
if you're big
Nah.
enough, go ahead, hang out with your kids. So the Miz and Dean kind of had a weird dynamic where they both kept talking about talking. I wasn't a fan. I think it's kind of weird. And the Miz had some really good points about Dean Ambrose.
The Miz is great on the microphone. The Miz is great on the mic, and Dean Ambrose is such. I'm not even gonna call him an easy target, but he's an easy target because he just
Look at him.
He can't figure it out. Like
I mean, they can't figure it out.
they
All
can't
they can
figure it
really
out.
say is he's a madman.
He's
You
a
never know
madman.
what he's gonna do.
John
He's
Ce-
crazy.
I became a fan of John Cena very recently after he did a Talking Smack segment where he was just basically just shooting on Dean Ambrose. He was like, look, Dean Ambrose has a problem with John Cena. John Cena doesn't care about Dean Ambrose. I'm like, yeah,
Wow.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I'm
The
like,
Miz says a lot of things that are really true.
yeah, the Miz can get under your
Yeah.
skin with that. He's like, look, man, you kind of suck. He's like,
Right.
there's a reason you still wear a T-shirt because you're not ain't
Yeah,
good
he was
enough
like, look at him. He looks like the WWE Universe. Who wrestles in jeans? And I'm like, and he's like, remember these people who held the title and how you looked up to them? And I'm sitting there like,
Right.
yeah, you're right. They did look a lot cooler than
I
Dean
feel like
Ambrose.
And we all kind of forgot, and this was only a couple months ago. Dean Ambrose was a WWE champion at one point.
Oh
in
yeah,
time.
I was excited about it.
I was too,
very
and then
excited
very
about it.
underwhelmed right after. Like, and very
That's
all
one-
3 members of the Shield were champion one night. Only one of them should be.
Walmart Slayer
Is there
says,
one
I
Seth
think
Rollins?
Seth Rollins, yeah.
Walmart Slayer says, I think Kofi is the only one of the 3
You
who
are
is
incorrect. You are incorrect. Fun fact.
I know
Ugh.
that's why I pointed it out is because I knew Sarah was gonna have something smart
Yeah.
to say.
What is that smart? I'm just saying some people are very private with their private lives. So
Right.
Finn Balor and The Miz happened.
Oh, somebody!
And Finn Balor won? I didn't watch the match. I kept zoning out. Is that bad?
No, because I think I would have went to the bathroom.
Finn
with that.
Balor.
Finn Balor,
Finn
Balor hasn't done anything since he's come back, and he was the first Universal
He sounds
Champion
just
with
like
that toy red belt. And
I'm sorry, 1 second. What does Finn Balor sound
Finn
like?
Balor. He sounds just like that. now that the spotlight's on me, it's kind of fading.
Yeah.
But before,
Yeah.
before, if you were listening, it sounded like just like Finn Balor.
It sounds no.
You gotta use your tongue.
No, you do. Well, you do, but not for that. Alexa Bliss and had Nia Jax in her corner when she faced Mickie James. Mickie James had Bayley in her corner. I thought that was interesting, but shorter than I would have wanted. Mickie James always puts on an amazing match. Alexa's really good.
Mickie James put down great matches, and she's one of the few women that you can honestly think about who put on a great WrestleMania match too, which they edited parts out.
My ding-a-ling. That's not a good name for a WWE pay-per-view.
No.
Yeah,
Not at
that's
all.
what
No.
Miss Naya.
Miss
Nayung.
Miss
Nayung.
Nayung. Oh,
Danger Zone. That's a
Nayung.
pay-per-view name.
I was
That's
trying to
a great
split it up
pay-per-view
for
name.
some reason, but yeah, Nayung.
Danger Zone is a good one.
My dingling is a worst.
I don't even like to hear you say that sentence.
My dingling.
Speaking of women's matches, there was also one with Sasha and Alicia Fox that was incredibly too short because it starts off with Miss Fox putting her in the most beautiful Northern Lights suplex that I have seen in like 6 months
I
at
love
least.
that suplex.
It looked like it was so beautiful that Booker T was just like flawless, like he was.
And when
looking at a
Booker
piece of
T
art.
and when Booker T can give good commentary, that's
You
saying
know it was
something.
good.
You know it was good.
He did it twice during their match because it looked so good. They looked polished and perfect in
Didn't
there.
Booker T train Alicia?
He might have. He trained a lot of people.
Yeah.
I can't keep track of all of them. If anybody in the chat knows, let us know later on. But it looked so good. They're both really small, so I think them having a match together actually was interesting because they were able
Right.
to pick each other up.
And in a
and move
3-minute
each
match
other.
doesn't give me long enough to like kind of connect and like figure
Right.
out what this story is that they're telling. Because 3 minutes is like, okay, we're just gonna walk around the ring, gonna shout at each other, push the ref out.
Yeah.
Hair. You got to do your
Yeah.
hair a little bit because you're
Well,
Alicia
what if I
Fox.
told you they don't have a story for Sasha Banks?
No,
They
they don't.
don't.
They
They
don't.
They are so just
Until
really
they can
kicking.
until they can get Snoop Dogg to come back on TV to bring up she's Snoop Dogg's cousin. Like, yeah.
It's again, I had a
Snoop.
solution. Just turn Sasha and Bailey into a couple, and you can make this into a compelling storyline where Sasha's trying to fight the dark side within herself. Do it, WWE. It's there. It's available to you.
That'll
Anyway,
bring Snoop back into the WWE universe, and then Snoop makes her joins Rollin' 20 Crips.
WWE
Rollin' 20 Crips is a new stable. And
WWE
Rollin' 20 Crips is a new stable with Sasha Banks. We gonna get Kofi in there because I'm gonna get my man his belt finally, and we're gonna get
what belt?
exactly
What belt?
I'm gonna get him his
probably
belt
the
and get that
Intercontinental one.
yeah,
He
Intercontinental.
didn't get the IC, but he ain't getting nowhere higher than that.
Come on, Kofi
No,
needs his
no,
shot,
I'm not.
man.
No, I would love to see Kofi as the world champion, but
yo, Walmart Slayer just brought up the most real sentence I've read in a long time. Alicia was the 205 Live mid-card title for a bit, right? Yo. That is real.
yeah,
That is really real.
dang.
I've got to go back and watch a few episodes and
Yeah.
be like, this is what I was actually watching. She's just a belt given human form.
Yeah,
Sheamus and Cesaro, what was that called? Tag Team Turmoil? Well, they won it.
it's always.
But it was
tag
like a
team
Royal
turn-
Rumble of tag teams. They built us up to think that Goldust and R-Truth might finally have a
They
chance.
totally brought it up like that was like they pumped the shit out of like Golden Truth, and I'm like, look, I love Goldust.
I think they both look really great.
They
in the
both
ring.
look great, and like R-Truth has a job because that's Vince's definition of rap.
Yeah, he's
Man.
like, this is a real black man here.
He's got those hot rhymes.
Man, when I see R-Truth.
The Golden Truth.
Every time I hear him, my ears burn because of that fire. Damn it!
Yeah, I just imagine he just thinks R-Truth is every rapper. Like,
I think so.
R-Truth, I heard your new Damn album.
Now you
it's
know-
real good.
you know
Meanwhile,
when-
Macho Man Randy Savage is a better rapper than R-Truth. Fun
God,
fact.
why do I have that album? But
Why do you?
because I'm a comedian and it's funny. Be a man, Hulk.
Be a man.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
Big Geekdom pointed out that Kofi has had the IC 10 times.
Yeah.
Pray for him to get that WC.
Kofi's had it 10 times?
Yeah.
Is he the most now, or is
He's
it
had
still
like
Jericho?
10. He's had like 10. So
Yeah, no, he hasn't actually had 10.
Oh, okay.
Fun facts. But I do think he could go
Bars.
to 205 Live and do some good work there. They need to do something with them. They need to split the New Day up and let them go after some titles, I think.
If they do, they should just start re-signing like people like Rey Mysterio or something to go to 205 Live to get people to watch it first. And he can build any cruiserweight division like that. He's not going to win any championships like that because he's older and stuff, which is why the Hardys are going to lose those belts very soon. But they can still bring attention to that brand by
right. I mean,
adding
and
some
we
star
saw that it
power to
worked.
her.
We saw that it worked with Neville and with what's his name? I never remember his name. Austin Aries. There we go.
Austin Aries. Yeah.
We saw that there was suddenly more interest in the cruiserweights, and it's not because Neville and Austin Aries are so much better than the other people in the cruiserweights. It's
that
because we know
name recognition
them.
will get people to watch it. Like people watched wrestling in the 90s for Stone Cold and The Rock, Mankind, Triple H. All four of those people wrestled at the same time, which was great.
We were so
We
blessed.
were lucky. Like, because back in the 80s, you had Hogan was a one-man show, and then you had Savage come in as well. Jake the Snake, who never gets as much recognition as he needs to.
Except among wrestlers. I actually hear about Jake the Snake all the time.
Yes, wrestlers and real wrestling fans, not to say that you guys aren't, but...
It's happening again. I'm going to take your ass to SummerSlam. All right. Sorry. Anyway.
I'm just saying that Jake the Snake, because he never raised his voice, he was just like... Rick Rude is another one, too. I love Rick Rude.
By the way?
In the summer, goddammit.
No, where? Not when. Where?
I don't know.
I think it's at the Barclays Center still.
Not here. That's all I ever care about.
They took it away from here like 2 years ago, and they have that residency at the Barclays Center for like maybe another 2 years, I think.
Okay. You want to go to New York?
I'm down.
Oh, speaking of which, I've been trying to talk to some people about getting us into more shows. That's another story.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. We should probably talk about these things in meetings
let's
or something like
that.
Big Geekdom gave us the numbers, but it just scrolled out. But I think he said 4-time US, 4-time IC, 3 US, and 4-time tag.
Yeah.
And someone had a question that.
So I think Jericho has the most IC title reigns with I think 7 or 8.
Yep. I think right now what we're witnessing is some superstars shake up vomit is what's going on right now. It's like we shook the babies too much.
Yeah.
There's vomit everywhere. There's no clear decisions about what's happening. No. A lot of stuff doesn't make sense, and I think it has to settle.
Let's have a House of Horrors match.
Oh, in a nice house.
It was a really nice house.
It was nice. You guys couldn't disguise that the house was nice.
That house was really nice. I was just like, wow.
I mean, I felt like that was a deal with the real estate agent where it's like, look, you guys should have this fight, but also show out how nice this house is.
Maybe just, this
show
angle is a
how
good
nice
angle.
this house is. And they basically...
They did, put it on the market for
They
sale.
did a WrestleMania 12 Goldust Roddy Piper where they filmed the match beforehand, hung out in the back, then ran out and just finished it. And
I still think if a refrigerator had appeared in the ring, it would have just elevated the whole thing to the point of I'm now on board with this. Anyway,
if they would have brought out a literal kitchen sink, and then Bray Wyatt comes out, okay, man, we're just gonna come out here, and with I can't do his voice.
Both of y'all's imitations are today. I just want that to go down on the record.
Don't be mad at my Finn Balor. Right. That is so good.
My Vince McMahon was excellent. Damn it.
Oh, okay. You guys, the crowd will
Don't
decide.
forget Randy Savage that taught you the cream of the crop. I feel like when you feel that tingle in your ear, that's when you're really hitting that cream.
I need to drink tea before I do Randy Savage because that shit just...
All right, can we get some tea here so that we can have a voice off apparently instead of talking about wrestling?
Selling a house for $30K.
The tag team turmoil happened, and it almost looked like I was watching SmackDown's tag team because it was not a lot of love or care given to it.
No.
Cesaro as a heel is still not working for me. Am I just really stuck up?
You're absolutely right because Cesaro has a babyface move with that swing, and he's just too goddamn likable.
Exactly.
He's too goddamn likable.
So you just look at Cesaro and you're like, I like that pepperoni nipple man.
Yeah, dude has some serious saucer nipples.
I like him. But anyway, you just want to like him. He's funny. He's engaging. He looks at you like he's actually listening. He's not like Sheamus.
And he can wrestle his ass off. That's the thing.
Probably one of the top 2 wrestlers right now.
Sheamus is just goofy looking and just boring. He used to be so good.
Yeah. The Ninja Turtles.
The
Ninja Turtles.
He got
even
did he
before
get too
that.
big for
No,
that?
he caught flack after that 8-second match at WrestleMania with everybody's favorite Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon.
So yeah, I agree. I'm glad we all agree that Cesaro is weird as a heel.
Yes.
It doesn't feel natural. It feels worse than Sasha as a face,
Right.
I would say even. Because you still want to cheer for him because he's been so good for so long.
Yeah.
It's really...
It's like you want to cheer for him, but it's like...
I don't think that they needed to turn them heel to have them go against the Hardys either.
Not at all. I could deal with it because the Hardys don't need. The Hardys are always going to get cheered because they're the Hardys. Mm-hmm. So they don't need to have a face heel dynamic or anything. It was like that weird but hilarious Hulk Hogan Shawn Michaels match at SummerSlam a couple years ago, where he just wanted heel face, and Shawn Michaels like, no, like why?
Right, you don't need it.
You don't need it. I don't need it.
You don't need it. I don't need it. If he doesn't need it, nobody needed
that. But we all needed Shawn Michaels to put Hogan in his place and oversell the shit out of that match. That was the greatest.
Yes. So tag team turmoil was tumultuous, in fact, and strange. And Slater and Rhino, I guess, are just nobodies now, which is fine.
They're the shit on NXT.
Yeah. Samoa Joe and Seth Rollins also had a match.
They had a match.
It happened. I don't know why.
That laugh he does.
I don't even know why you're laughing. I don't know why I can't
laughed at his laugh. That's what I was laughing.
Oh my God, you guys. Were you Seth Rollinsing? Your imitations are just really bad today, okay? Just everybody simmer down.
I don't know. Big Geekdom signed off on his Vince. So.
Yeah.
Big Geekdom
Thank you, Big
can't
Geekdom.
be trusted.
Thank you, Big Geekdom.
He's never been able to be trusted.
Do the walk and shuffle.
Nope. Stop. That's how you pull your hamstrings.
No shit. Oh, when he walked.
He was like, I'm just gonna walk up.
No, the best one was Kevin Nash when he just tried to tag somebody and just fell. Look up Kevin Nash tears his quad. It is the most hilarious thing ever.
I don't like it. Seth Rollins and Samoa Joe, I have a hard time getting behind this, and I don't know why. And on paper, this sounds really good. Big old tough guy.
Yeah.
Really strong fighter against Seth Rollins, who has worked, and we like him. He's a Kingslayer.
Seth Rollins has a WrestleMania victory over Triple H, the losingest man at WrestleMania now, by the way. But I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's the writing or what matches that they're putting him in, or if he's still hurt and they're still making him work through it. But it's not that same energy that I used to get.
I'm not just crazy. Okay.
No. I think about this too. I'm like, look, why? What if he's not healthy, but you need him on TV? Don't put him in matches.
Right. Do something else with him.
Because he's one of the best on mic.
Right.
And the one of the greatest, so you can trust him to really carry a story without actually having to wrestle.
It's like Stone Cold in 2001. He was a champ with a broken back.
Right.
Yeah.
He did not wrestle for like a good 2-3 months.
Right.
It was during that horrific heel turn, but he was hilarious with Kurt Angle.
Right, and I think there's enough wrestlers on the roster that having some of them not wrestle would be a boon, to be perfectly honest.
Seth Rollins could get his own enforcer and elevate somebody else up to his status.
Yes.
And to that point, I do agree with somebody in the chat just said it too. I think Walmart Slayer, again, you're saying all the great stuff today, by the way. We're going to stop saying your name so it sounds like other people are saying great stuff too. Slayer of Walmart, different from Walmart Slayer, said that Joe needs some solid wins, and I agree with you, but I think he kind of can't win against Seth Rollins right now.
Not yet. They can build that up for months and months.
So they should be treating Samoa Joe like Braun Strowman.
Right.
Give him some matches where he can just show how dominant he is.
What I do like that they're doing.
I'm not finished with you.
What I do like what they're doing, which a lot of people don't, which is like kind of a popular thing to hate, is what they're doing with Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal.
Definitely hate it.
And a lot of people do. But what I like about it is that they're putting somebody to wrestle Randy Orton. Trust me, he is not going to win that match whatsoever. But when he goes back down to the mid-card, however long this program goes, he's elevated because he's been in those main event matches and he can bring more attention to that. It's like back in the Attitude Era, everybody was important.
Right.
You could watch Val Venus in a match.
Yes.
And it was still important.
If he loved watching Val Venus.
And Val Venus was just like some mid-card guy where one of his stories were an Asian gang were about to chop his dick off.
Yeah, but he put it that way. It's true.
But you watched it, like Mark Henry, who's still around.
Yeah, he's still there. He's just mostly, I think, in the background helping kids and shit.
Yeah, but Mark Henry, he had horrible storylines.
Yes.
Well, I think honestly they were legit trying to get him to quit. But like,
it would explain so much. Yes, I hated, and to bring it back in case you guys haven't seen the older episode, Val Venus I dislike because he sounds like Val Penis, and that really bothered me.
That's why
as a
they
kid.
made the name.
I didn't like it.
Yeah.
A choppy choppy yo pee pee.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was. That's what they said on TV.
Well, speaking of like quotables on TV, I just found this clip of JBL.
Oh God.
Yeah. You ready?
He's still working.
Oh, it's muted. Huh?
Oh.
Get a JBL quotable right now.
I would rather be captured by ISIS than have to have dinner with Sami Zayn.
Really? That was the best. That was the best you could come up with.
Have dinner
with ISIS than have dinner with Sami Zayn.
You know what, JBL? I think you've been very unpatriotic and have to leave America now. I think that should be a rule.
First of all, who is that bad that you would want to be captured by a terrorist organization?
No,
Oh my
but
God.
y'all wanted JBL. Had to let. Okay, it's fine. Whatever, WWE, do you? Was there any other matches this episode?
You know, we did the
Bray Wyatt.
yeah. Sister Abigail.
Yes. I think it's interesting. This was probably one of the most boring Raws for me that I've seen in a long time. I had a really hard time focusing on it.
Yeah.
So I
But
think it's Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, no, I was just gonna say, it is good that they are at least letting Bray get some wins. Like, you know, because I think that was the biggest thing we kept talking about is how we kept losing, and now, you know, even though it's boring, like get some wins under this man's belt.
Yes.
I really want Bray
Completely
to succeed.
agree. Yes.
I so badly want him.
I wanted him to have a longer championship run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all did.
Without all the goofy light bright bullshit and something like that. He has earned it. He works very well. He's IRS's son, damn it.
He's
Yeah.
the
And
son of the IRS. Erica in here with her damn heels, just interrupting. It's fine. Sister Abigail appears to have manifested in the background of our show. I agree. I think Bray Wyatt could be great. I'm really excited about the idea of this crazy cult leader and a demon man, neither
Right.
of which have the family or the club that they supposedly
Not at all.
going toe to toe. But first, they need to let Bray Wyatt actually be scary, and they need to let him win.
But the thing is with Bray Wyatt, why he can't be scary is kind of his own doing, because back in the day, you used to have to protect your character.
Mm-hmm.
He does not. Like on his Instagram, he's always out having fun with his family, eating ice cream and stuff. But then he's on TV.
Well, I think cult leaders, I could argue that, because I feel like cult leaders are supposed to be charismatic and
Yeah, but when you're
portray themselves
when
a
you're
certain
taking
way.
selfies with Stephanie McMahon,
Okay, I
you
guess
know-
that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, if you guys want to draw some art of Erica's sister Abigail, I'll retweet
that'd
that
be
shit.
hilarious.
It would. I still really wish they'd have a woman wrestler come out and be Sister Abigail. I think it would be so good and so over, and it would give him a member of a cult again to have.
Because like everybody's gone their separate ways again, right?
Yes, and a lot of the women, they don't know how to let women be wrestlers without just their single storyline.
Right.
So it would give them something, just like with Alicia being moved over to 205 Live, gave
Right.
us some Alicia time.
And I
was
hate the
somebody else.
sexist lady storylines where it's just that they're arguing over like whose dog is better or
Yeah, it was weird, like the whole Alicia Fox and Dana Brooke
Yeah.
argument that set Alicia Fox into heel territory was the weakest shit ever.
Right.
Like, what, you laughed at me? Ah! Like, oh.
like because it's like they did it with the men once too. Because remember, Edge and Booker T wrestled over shampoo.
Yeah.
They fought over a shampoo commercial that did not exist.
Yep. She's not necessarily dead, guys. We never saw her. We never saw body, and Bray is magical. That means there
Yeah.
is always a chance for her to
He
reappear.
can make a
In
projection
fact, he could have
of
released
Bug.
her.
Yep. He could have released her, and now he might call her back, which would elevate that character much more if they brought that element
Now, I
into
would just
it.
like to point out that Hector walked in here as quietly as possible and just shame Erica one more time for how loudly she walked in here. Yes,
Here we go.
Japanese.
So I was searching
shampoo
for this
commercial.
meme.
Is that if he hasn't been paying attention for the last 20
Because
minutes?
I've been so hard searching for this meme that I think
He
is
has
so
been so
funny.
hard. You guys don't even know.
Yeah.
When you're not done with someone and yet
Yeah, everyone deserves a vacation. Oh, wow.
that's amazing.
Yeah, another one of those beautiful pics of
That is Braun
Braun
Strowman.
and Randy just kicking it.
Roman.
Roman just kicking
Hanging
it.
out.
Roman and Roman.
Strowman and Roman.
And then they got the Wednesday
By the way,
tag.
the worst angle for Strowman.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
horrible.
Like, delete this.
Like,
Delete
I got to
this.
You made my titties look crazy. What's
That's
wrong
what-
with you?
So-
Michelin Man popping
So
off.
if you're ever wondering why Braun Strowman's pants are up so high, you see it.
Okay, let's stop body shaming Braun Strowman.
Well, I'm not.
Not
I mean,
body-
that
I'm-
dude's a big
Yeah,
dude,
that's a big-
strong
I'm
dude.
not gonna beat him in
talking
any
about bad
fights or
angles.
nothing.
You know, I got good angles and I got bad angles.
He has a magnificent beard and he
I
has
think
an
he's a
awesome
thick boy.
body
And now
of
that
work.
I've seen them together, I'm currently writing a fan fiction
See?
story.
There you go. Your erotic
Called
friend
I'm
fan.
Not
It's gonna be
Finished with You.
great. I'm not. It's gonna be called "I'm Not Finished with You." Thank you.
I'm not finished with loving you.
I'm not
Right.
finished with loving you. If
I
you guys
can't-
want to see that, donate $1 to my Patreon. I will write that shit. I will.
All right.
We've lost chat, so hopefully
Yeah.
you guys don't say anything interesting,
People
exciting,
were
and creative.
people were asking when Cineverse is coming on, and they'll be on in about 15.
So hold tight.
so
And
hold tight.
I was
Ain't
just gonna
gone.
say it's time for Q&A, but you guys are gone, so we can't have Q&A at this exact moment. We could instead talk about homework.
Dustin's over here. I like when Dustin comes and fixes the
Do you-
chat, gives you a good opportunity to look at his butt.
Oh
Gotta-
yeah,
good
hey,
Dust butt.
How you doing?
Hashtag Dustin's butt. Let's get that going.
We got a thumbs up. We got a
Let's get
thumbs
that
up
going.
on
Let's
it.
All right,
get
we
that
got the
going in
chat
chat.
back, but go ahead.
Hashtag.
So we normally do homework at the end of the show where we
Okay.
tell people a match to watch. Is there a match that you think that wrestling fans should watch, or someone who's getting into wrestling should watch?
If you're getting into wrestling, you're not really into it, and I'll give you two. And this is all depending on how old you are. For anyone 30 and above, I would say WrestleMania 3, Randy Savage versus Ricky Steamboat. It is a perfect match, almost perfect to the point where it was entirely scripted. The second one that you should watch, Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker 2. The one at WrestleMania 26. Not only because that was Shawn Michaels' last match and they just put on a complete clinic, but I was also there watching it live. And it was just also just perfect from bell to bell.
Well, those were two perfect suggestions because we've actually had them watch the first match that they
Nice.
had. So good job.
Ooh.
We put you on the spot and you delivered. Also, yes, I like this suggestion. Ric Flair versus Terry Funk, 1989.
Yes.
Go watch that. And remember, guys, we do really want to get some questions ready because we're about to do Q&A. But we do want to dive into some non-WWE stuff coming up. Since we had, WrestleMania, we can kind of leave WWE where it is for a bit and go check out some other things. So if there are other wrestling things
I'd say,
that you want to talk about.
Next episode, we just jump right back into Lucha. You jump right back.
I've been
into
watching Lucha Underground again, and it's
Yeah.
real good, guys. It's real good. But I have heard a lot of people ask about New Japan, so I
Lucha
kind of
and
want
New
you guys to
Japan,
vote
yeah.
between those two and let us know. All right, it is time for Q&A. You have to come up with cues so we can give you the A. I'd be on that kryptonite. Nope, we don't have any questions. That's fine. Cool. So we can end the show because nobody has questions for us.
Nobody has questions?
All right. Well then.
Oh.
Excellent. Tell
can
people
people
where they
find-
can find you.
Well, you can find me on Instagram at Your Favorite Skinny Man. You can also listen to
You're not my favorite skinny man.
everyone's favorite Skinny Man.
Gotta see about that.
You can listen to both of my podcasts, Stupid Movie Tuesday, which airs on Tuesdays, and Aaron Explains the Universe, which airs on Thursdays.
Awesome. Iffy, where can people find you?
You can find me at If He's Not Funny on Twitter, That Black Nerd on Instagram, here, all different times. You got me here Tuesday, Krillin' It, Ready to Ramble. Wednesday, tomorrow, we got me for Vanquished, and then Friday we're having our last ERVR. So come in and say your goodbyes.
Oh,
we
that's kind of bittersweet. So we actually do have some
We have a
questions
question,
lining up.
yeah.
So I'm going to say mine and then we'll answer questions. I'm Sarah the Rebel. I just posted another poem on my Patreon and there was a story the last week. So donate $1 a month and you can read all of my writing for free. I have a podcast called Women Wrestling Friends. We just had a really awesome chick named That's a Sandra on there. Turned out she went to Santino's one-day training camp. She had a lot of opinions about stuff. You're going to love her. Go to my channel and check that out. I was also on Wrestling Compadres, which is why I missed this show the other week. It's really bad of me, but they are Fox Sports.
Yeah,
I got to go to Fox
Yeah.
Sports.
But
Fox Sports.
my girl Sarah did not wait until after to reveal that, like we wouldn't understand.
I
Like, we
did
would
actually.
be-
I did tell you guys in the Twitter that I was going to Fox Sports.
No, you said you were doing a shoot. I'll run that back.
Nah, okay.
Well,
You
we'll
could
check
scroll
the
back through it.
receipts.
The
We'll check
first
the
time I
receipts.
said it was Fox Sports.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah,
Anyway, go listen to my episode
say
and
it
tell
was a
them
wrestling
you want
joint.
me back on there.
You didn't say it was a wrestling joint.
Also, fun fact, I'm starting training again at Santino Brothers because
Nice.
you guys kept yelling at me. And, yeah, we're going to give it another go. Questions. Who do you think Brock should face first, Strowman, Seth, or Finn? Strowman.
Out of
Yeah, I
those,
think
out of
the-
those three, Strowman.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like the way they're building Strowman, that'd be
Yeah.
actually pretty dope.
That because
matchup.
it'd be really physical, and that's what I want to see from Brock. A physical.
Yes.
And I hope he just gets dominated.
Yeah, I would like
by
to see
Braun.
Brock lose that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Which member of the New Day do you think is the most likely to win the World/Universal title? I think Big E.
Big E was kind of groomed for it from the start. Like
Yeah.
he was, he's one of, not. I think he's one of Triple H's picks.
Oh, because he's a big dude.
He's a
you
big
know?
dude.
Big,
you know,
strong dude.
he's
His
charismatic
yes.
if they let him speak. You know.
Yeah.
Yep. His speaking has gotten just so much better. His comedic timing is
Yeah.
excellent. He's got a whole personality. I think he'd be great.
Yeah. Also, it would be cool to see him do solo stuff and have
Right.
Kofi and Austin cheering him on the sidelines
If
like
they
that.
like push, even if they like turn him full heel and push him as like the monster of the group,
Yeah.
that would totally work.
Yep.
Yeah, but what's so interesting is I don't see why they haven't let that stable New Day go for the whole let's try and get all the belt
right,
run.
like most stables do.
Yeah,
Like-
like they. I feel like they're like, oh, we don't know what to do, and they got stale, and it's like they got stale because you didn't let them do
Right.
more
Right.
than
It's
tag
like
team.
how like Evolution had every title.
Yeah.
Or like you go way back to the Four Horsemen. They
I
like,
mean, especially if you're going to let them beat like the tag team record, why
Right.
not have them get every belt too?
get
Like,
every
make
belt
it
I
too.
think
legit.
they've been afraid of stables for a little while because
yeah,
what they're
they
doing.
definitely-
they got
Yeah.
away
Yeah,
from
so
stables.
They
Yeah.
did, and what they've done with Samoa Joe now is starting to maybe, with Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe. Now it's split up, so it's not that way. But it looked like they were starting to put a stable together again,
Right.
Yeah.
And then they kind of didn't. But
Well,
there's a stable with the women on SmackDown.
Yeah,
and
but
elsewhere.
that's what's crazy is that it felt like they were building towards it because a few years back you had New Day, you
Yep.
had the Authority, and
Yeah,
then you had
League of Nations.
Yep, and so you're thinking like, oh shit, we're about to get stables, and
Right.
then
Nope.
so
Yeah, I wish they would because I think there's so much opportunity for
More
storytelling.
people need managers
Yeah,
too,
I
because
agree.
the people who can't speak well, that manager is there to elevate them up. Or
Right.
you bring in a new guy that you really want to push. You put someone who's already established with them. Like, if you put who am I thinking of? Like with Shawn Michaels when he went solo, they put Sherry next to him because Sherry was by Ted DiBiase. Sherry was with Booker T and all, and they
Right.
just brought him up a couple levels.
Right. Yep. I think there's lots of opportunities to do it. So any other questions, guys? Because we have 7 minutes remaining. If we want to use them, we can. But if not, we'll go. Who deserves a main roster spot from NXT right now? Asuka.
yeah, I've been waiting on my baby to get bumped up for so long.
Bobby Roode
but
called
she
up
is
yet?
the women's division of NXT, so maybe
Yeah.
after this women's tournament, we'll get more bodies in NXT.
I don't know if anybody watched NXT. They had basically a Royal Rumble with the women to see who would be her number one contender. And then when the last 4 women were in the ring, had Asuka come out and beat them all down.
Yeah.
And nobody won. So now there's a fatal 4-way. And I think that was the worst way to set up a strong contender.
Yeah, like it's the worst way because also you set up that Asuka can't leave. Like you really set it up because now if you move her up, you risk making that whole dynamic of NXT being weaker than WWE.
Now is Bobby Roode hasn't been called up yet.
Nope.
Yeah, I would like to see him.
I'd be interested in seeing him, but I feel like there's no space for him right now.
No, because he's way over the top, and like that. His interest alone is the greatest.
That's what I was about to say. That it's even weird with Shinsuke's entrance. That whole long, like it's kind of weird.
Yeah, that's what's so interesting is like I think we need to start wondering whether or not we should build out NXT to be more than developmental because it seems like you're running to this problem where you built these strong wrestlers, they move up and then they get swept to the side because there's just no room. There's too many.
What I would do with NXT, and I've talked about this with friends before, I would move Triple H there since that's his baby. Put him there, have him run that completely and totally as its own separate brand. They can have their own champs, their own tag, like they do now, but then they can still go from place to place to place like they've been doing, but they could just run it as their own brand because when they do bring, people get lost in the shuffle, like the Ascension.
Yeah.
And I would also just like it as an opportunity to take wrestlers who aren't doing as well in Raw or SmackDown and put them into NXT.
Exactly.
Without it looking like a big deal. Yeah.
Right.
Also because I feel like NXT and WWE are looked at, there's a very clear separation, and I feel like with SmackDown and Raw, they seem like the same. So whenever you have this SmackDown v Raw, it doesn't feel too much.
No.
But like if you had like WWE v NXT, like that would be crazy.
Would be great because it's two different brands. Because when you do SmackDown versus Raw, they stop every storyline to focus on this fake rivalry between coworkers. It's like, oh, okay, it's Family Fun Day
I
at
hate
work.
Bobby over in post.
Right? It's Family Fun Day, and Jan from accountants on the other team.
Yeah, it's true.
Paladin said the Ascension, the Vaudevillains, and Apollo Crews were all lost in shuffle. That's true. Yeah. Big Geekdom, I think that'd be an amazing, like once a year, just have them go at it like NXT. You
can make a pay-per-view out of it. You can call it Colossal Tussle.
Tussle.
We brought it back, and I think that's the perfect way to end this.
Oh, wait, I wanted one more. What's the ideal dream match by Curse the Cosmos? I think that's a great question.
All right, what is your ideal dream match?
Not me, though. Somebody else go first.
I
already know. It's AJ versus Shinsuke. I've said it before, though.
Oh, man, that'd be a good one.
That'd be a good one, but mine is AJ versus Shawn Michaels.
Ooh.
If it is, you're right. If it's a dream, it could be anybody.
Yep.
Well, then I want it to be AJ Styles versus Charlotte Flair. If it's a dream, why not? Charlotte is a big girl. She's tall. She's strong. She got them shoulders. She could put a boy on those shoulders. I put boys on my shoulders.
There you go.
Yeah. Let's see. I think it'd be a fatal four-way. It'd be Big E, Mark Henry, Booker T, and who's the other big black guy I'm thinking of? Well, let's just say young Farouk in his prime.
Young Farouk.
And we call it Chocolate Sunday.
The
Chocolate Sunday match. And I'm pretty sure this is something that has probably been pitched by Vince already.
They already made Mark Henry a Chocolate Sunday on Raw.
Guys, look. We get
the
big black guys.
The women's faction, PMS.
I remember.
Pretty Mean Sisters.
Anyway, guys, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching. We said where you could find us all. Please tune in next week. We're going to either be talking about Lucha or New Japan, so be sure to tweet us. Use the hashtag ReadyToRamble. Go check out, we have a Twitter, ReadyToRambleGo, because 4 different people have taken every other version of Ready to Ramble, even though they ain't using. None of them are using none of them. It's fine, and we will see you next week.
See you next week, y'all.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.